Hi, and welcome to Fall 2020. My name is Dr. Marla Parker, and I am going to be taking you on your journey through POLS 1000, which is the Introduction to Government and Society course with the overall theme of civic and social innovation. So first of all, I just want to say again, welcome. I know that for many of us, this has been a little bit of an unconventional summer. We've been dealing with a lot, but I do hope that you have been able to get a little bit of rest so that you can dive into a very timely topic, which is politics. So what I want to do for just this first week is to make sure that you are set up for success. Now, I know that you have gone over the basic course overview video, you've gotten your syllabus, and you have started to explore Canvas, but I want to give you a little bit more time to get acclimated and to further understand what the expectations that I have of you, and also ways that you can strategically approach course material so that you're successful and not overwhelmed. And then I also just want you to spend this week getting inspired with previous student work examples, because the point of this course at the very end of it is for you to come up with your own civic and social innovation idea. And those ideas are really designed to make an impact and to make a difference in our world. And politics affects every single area of our lives, so there is so much opportunity for you to come up with ideas that can make things better and to create positive change. So with that, let us dive into it. Now, I just first want to start by letting you know how these mini lectures are going to work. So every other week, I'm going to be giving you guys little micro lectures. Now, the beauty of micro lectures is that they don't overwhelm you. Okay, so with that, let us get into our first micro lecture of the semester. So for this week, again, it's about setting you up for success and getting you further acclimated to the course. And in this lecture, we're going to be covering expectations, strategies, approaches for engaging with the course, and getting through weekly material. And then I want you to really focus on getting some civic and social innovation inspiration from previous student projects, and then the next steps for how you need to get ready for next week. And don't worry, there's going to be an extended slide deck, and you can look at that with further detail. Okay, so how are you going to be getting through this course and the material, and what are the expectations I have of you? So I see myself as your guide and your coach, not merely to give you information. So my role is to give you tools and a starting point for you to become a self-guided learner. And that's someone who is not only informed, but it's someone who takes initiative to actively engage in the learning process. As such, every week you're not going to be only expected to fulfill basic requirements of assignments that I give you, but to go beyond that. And that's really important because you're not always going to have a teacher around, and you won't always be in college, but learning is a lifelong endeavor. So no matter what context you're in, whether it's in school or at your job, at home, or what have you, learning is a great skill set to have so that you can grow. Now, in order to get through material in a strategic way, I have a recommendation here for a sequence of how to get through the material and how to kind of stack things. Now, as I mentioned before, your first kind of step is to get through these pre-recorded micro lectures. Now, they're really short and they're designed to give you just major points to remember for the given topic. Write down notes as you're listening. Now, you do have an e-notebook on Canvas, and this is completely optional for you to use, but it was designed to help you stay organized with what you're learning and to keep track of things. And a lecture deck is going to be available as well with more details. Now, the second thing that I would encourage you to do after after the pre-recorded lecture is to get into the short current event articles and supplemental videos that I give you. Now, these are also short pieces. They're designed to help you bridge how topic concepts matter in the real world and to give you additional perspectives on them. And don't forget, you have your e-notebook, so you can keep track of what you're learning and then be able to apply it in the e-book exercises. Now, the e-book exercises are in the last bit of learning material, which are the e-book chapters. And this is going to be probably the longest amount of learning material that you'll have. It has text, but it also has supplemental things that you can do in it as well. So the message here is to pace yourself. You don't have to cram everything into one time or to one session. So make sure that you're scheduling your time such that you have short bursts or short sessions so that you don't get overwhelmed. All right, and now on to civic and social innovation inspiration, student projects. So remember that the entire point, I would say, um, real, you know, just goal of this class is for you to create an ultimate culminating assignment where you create a social or civic innovation that can positively impact your community. Now, there are a couple of examples that you'll see in the extended slide deck, and they're both tech-based, but they don't have to be tech-based, the ones that you create. So one of the examples from a previous student team is they created an app that allowed people to really understand the bills and the laws that they were going to be voting on in the future. Now, this is really important because if you look at bills, which are proposals for laws and final laws that have been passed, they're full of a lot of technical language, and not everyone may understand it. They might be quickly intimidated by it. So the point of this app was to essentially create a plain language format for people to understand what does a bill or a policy or a piece of legislation actually mean? How is it going to matter for me? And by doing that, they made civic engagement much more accessible. So accessible language leads to accessible civic engagement. And that was a really, really cool idea. They actually pitched that idea on campus a while ago, and it got a lot of great attention. Second app that someone developed, or another student team developed, was basically an app that was able to track the availability of fresh, low cost, if not free, organic produce that was produced at a vertical farm. So the whole idea was this project entailed developing a vertical farm that would take up less space and be more efficient. And that farm would then be able to be a source of really good nutrition for community members. Now, you might be wondering, why is something like that even part of a political science course, right? Well, as I mentioned before, political science is something, or politics rather, is involved in nearly every facet of our lives. And so there are laws and policies that definitely impact the extent to which people have access to healthy food. That it impacts our ability to, pay for food as well. And so by using this, this idea that the student team came up with was really cool because it addressed a social issue, which is food disparities. So again, you don't necessarily have to create a tech-based app if you don't want to, but the point is, to really be innovative and to stretch your imagination. And you also don't have to do this in teams. All of the work that you'll be doing in this course is going to be graded individually, but you are more than welcome to partner with someone from the course or even outside of the course. And another point to make here is that you are not responsible for actually executing these ideas. So I'm not, I'm not expecting you to actually develop an app. I'm not expecting you to actually build a farm, right? But what I do want you to do is to go through a very rigorous ideation process so that every single week you're getting more and more information that can help you broaden your perspectives, but also let you know some of the important considerations for developing your idea. All right, and then finally, we have the first week checklist. So make sure that you've taken some time to take care of these key action items before we start our first actual topic next week. All right, key action item number 1. Can you say that you've gone through and reviewed every single part of the campus course website, including going through additional presentations like thriving in online classes? Can you say that you have purchased the ebook for the course? Can you say that you have read the syllabus with a fine-tooth comb? And can you say that you've completed the assignment due before August 31st? And can you say that you've gone through this lecture slide deck at least once? Now, if you have not been able to do all of those things, no worries. Now is a great time to start, and you can actually practice a productivity tip by writing down the list of things that you need to do from this list in order to check everything off. And as you're writing down your list, put a time frame around it. And so that will force you to really schedule some dedicated time to get these things complete. All right, well, that is it for me. I told you that this is going to be a really short lecture, and it's designed that way to keep you less overwhelmed. So please make sure that you're taking this first week to get acclimated to the course. Make sure that you have bought your book, you've gone through the syllabus, you have gone through Canvas with a fine-tooth comb, and that you start to just think about some things that you would like to maybe, create as far as your student project innovation. And then also really try to reflect upon what it means to be a self-guided, self-directed learner, and set some goals for yourself for how you're going to elevate that practice this semester. So again, the slide deck for this is going to be in Canvas, and it's going to be an extended slide deck, so there's going to be more information. But for now, that is it for me, and have a great rest of your day. And I will be around for help. And don't forget that we have our first Zoom Hangout session this week, and I will see you then. All right, bye.